Hello everyone, welcome to our Angular from Scratch series. So in the last video we discussed about the Angular lifecycle hooks, and now we will move ahead and we will discuss about the component communication in Angular. So why component communication is important? As we divide our component in Angular into smaller components, so for better management and for code reusability, we'll be ending up creating a lot of parent and a lot of child components. So that is why we need a way to pass data and events between these different components. So we majorly do 4 type of communication in Angular. Okay, so if you see this example, I have this parent app component and then I have 2 child, first and second. Okay, and then this one alone is other component which is not a parent, not a child, it's just a single component. Okay, so we can pass from parent to child, means app can pass data to our first component and second component, and we can also pass data from child to parent. That means first can pass data to app and second can also pass data to app. Between sibling component communication, so first component can also pass data to second and second can also pass data to first. And the fourth one is across unrelated components. So the fourth one you see below, it has no parent, no child, it is single. So if we have this type of components, like I have one component which do not have any parent child and then other component which also do not have any parent child, but we want to pass some data to that, how we will pass? So that is the fourth type of, we use some shared service in this. Okay, so let's move ahead and understand the first one, parent to child communication. Okay, so I'm inside my app. So you know that we created this first component and we were having this parent component. Now we created one more child component as second component, and we also added it inside our imports in parent. Okay, so now if I go to my parent HTML, we were using this app first component tag. Now I have added this second one, the second child component also in the parent. Okay, and I have added some spacing in between. Okay, so let me show you the HTML. Yeah. Okay, so you will see I have this first component and then second component. It has just HTML like second component works. Nothing is there for now. Okay, so now we will pass the data from parent to child. So I have this variable name of type string which contains Aman, and this is inside my parent. I will pass this name variable data to my first component and second component. How I will do that? So let's go to the child component. I will create this @input property. I can name it either name or I can name it some other variable as well. Okay, so this will be coming from the parent. Okay, now similarly in the second child component, I will be creating similar variable which will be coming from the parent. So make sure to use this @input annotation, which tells Angular so that it is an input property which is coming from its parent. Okay, and now here I am just printing this value name. Okay, this is coming from parent inside second component, and this is coming from parent inside first component. Okay, now if I go to my UI and I refresh it, you see name value coming from parent first component is empty. This is also empty because I've created the input property, but I'm not passing data from parent yet. So let me go to the parent tag and let me pass data. So how we pass data? We pass it input, we're using input binding. So in the input binding, I will use the variable that I created inside my child. So inside my child, it is name. It can be other variable as well. So I have, for now, I have given the same name in the parent and child. Okay, so name is in the child is equals to the variable which is inside my parent. Inside my parent is name also. So that is how I will pass. So now the data is passed. Let me show. Yeah, so you can see Aman is passed to the first component, but it's still not in the second, because inside second we have not passed it yet. So let me pass it to the second as well, like this. Now let's see, that works. So that's how data is passed from parent to child. So the second type of communication is child to parent. How child will pass data to the parent. So for that we use @output annotation, which tells Angular that I'm sending some output towards my parents. If it's if I have one parent, if I have multiple parent, okay, so all those should be able to capture that data. Okay, so we use EventEmitter for that, and we provide the type of data we are sending. It could be string, it could be object, array, or void. Okay, we can send a simple event also, that something happened, and a type of boolean and kind of we can send as well. Okay, so let me send data from the child. So what I'm doing is, I'm inside my first component. I have this as message event. So I have created one button inside my child. So on button click, I want to pass data to the parent, that this button is clicked and this is the data, take it. Okay, so I've created this on click method inside my component. So what I will do, I will use this dot this message event dot, and we have one method called emit. Okay, and inside this emit we pass our type, either it's string, it's object, array, anything we can pass here. So I have taken the string type, so I'm passing the data as Akshay. Okay, so from first component I'm passing Akshay. Similarly, in the second component also, I have created one button, pass data to parent from second, and on click I have this method, and similarly I'm using here output of type string. So let me change it from here. Let me take it type boolean. Okay, now this dot message event dot emit, and I'm sending a type false. Okay, I'm sending some boolean type. Now parent has to capture it. So inside parent, how parent will capture it? So this is the data binding, input binding. Now how it will capture the event? It use the event binding like this. This bracket is used for the event binding. So what is the event? Event is message which is inside the child. And now once this event is received, what I want to do? I want to call some method like on data from first. Okay, so let me call this method on data from first, and here I will pass $event. So this $event contains the data which is coming from my child. Okay, we have to use this $event. Okay, now similarly for the second one also, we will use the message event equals to on data from second. We are using another method, and then we will pass $event like this. Okay, this is giving me error. Yeah, because I've defined the type as string here, and for the second one I'm passing boolean. Okay, so the data binding is done. Okay, event binding is done for both. So now let me go to the HTML. Right now we don't have any data. Okay, so let me pass data from parent to parent from first child. Okay, let me click on it. Let me see. Yeah, data received from first is Akshay. Now let me pass data from second. Click. Data received from second is false. So that's how we pass data to our parent from child. Okay, now the third type is when we want to pass data between the siblings. So in this example, let's suppose I want to pass some data from first component to the second component. Okay, so I am passing this data emit to Akshay. So what I can do is, I cannot directly pass to my sibling. So what I will have to do, I have to pass data first to my from the first component to the parent component. And now from parent, I can use @input to pass data to my child second component, which is possible, correct? So now in this example, I was passing Akshay to my parent. So in parent, I have Akshay available. Here I have Akshay available. Okay, so what I will do here is, let me store this inside this dot name2 is equals to event. Okay, let me create this name2 here of type string, and let me assign null for now. Blank. Okay, it's taking string type only. Okay, so now what I'm doing, instead of directly printing it, I'm just assigning it to a variable name2. Now this name2 is present inside my parent, and now from this parent I can pass it to its child, which is second, because second is also the child of app. So how I will pass? In the second tag, I will come here and I will add the tag as name2 is equals to name. Okay, 2. So it is giving error because we have not created name2 inside the second child yet. Okay, because here we have only one input property. Let me create one more input property @input name2 of type string. Okay, now let's go here. Yeah, the error is gone. Now Akshay will be available inside my second component as well. So what I have to do once this input is received. Okay, so for that, what I will do is I will implement that one of the hooks that we understood in our previous videos, ng after content check. So once the content is changed, we can also print it. Okay, because we will not be loading the page, but we need the data. So how this is in this hook, we will get this data from my sibling first component. Okay, and then I will print it name 2. Sorry, this dot name 2. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so I'm passing data to parent from first. So what it will do, it will pass data to the first, sorry, it will pass data to the parent. Also, it will pass data to my sibling. So now click on it. See, data received from first Akshay, this is inside parent, and this is inside my second sibling, data from my sibling first component Akshay. So that's how communication is done between siblings. Okay, so the last one is how to pass data between components which are not in the relationship like parent or child. So here I've created one separate component. Okay, and I'll be passing data from the app component to the separate component. I will not use @input @output. So for that I will use a shared service. So I've created one service, communication.service. Okay, so I'll go into detail about the services in my coming videos. So for now, just take it as is. And I've created one subject inside it. So what is subject? Subject acts as both observer and observable. Observer means you can pass some data to it, and observable means you can get some data out of it. Okay, so I'm creating this variable message source as observer that I will pass data to it, and then one more out of this observer as I'm basically creating this observer as observable also, so that I will be able to get the data out of it. Okay, I've created one method where I am just sending data out to this observer. Okay, now from the app component where I have to pass the data, what I've done in HTML, I have created one method here. Okay, so this method says I'm sending data to separate component. Okay, and on the click of this, what I've done is I have injected this communication service. Okay, this communication service that I've just shown to you, and I'm using a method inside it that I've created, send message. Okay, this is sending message hi from app component. Now inside the separate component, I have to now subscribe to it. Okay, so the same communication service, I have this observable message that I created here. Okay, so I'll be subscribing to this observable, and once subscribed, I will get the message out of it and I will printed. Okay, that's how we communicate. So let me go to the HTML, to the UI, and right now no message here. Now let me hit here. Message coming from app component, hi from app component. Okay, so this is the message that I'm sending from my app to the separate component. So that's how it's work. So now in the next video, we'll be discuss about the services in Angular. Thank you.